Have you ever sat quietly and asked yourself, why was I given this body? Why illness, why weakness, why such deep sensitivity in a world that often feels loud and unkind? If the soul is divine, if God is loving, then why would anyone be born into limitation? Perhaps you have watched others move through life with strength and ease, while you carry something invisible that feels heavy. Perhaps your body has slowed you down when your heart wanted to run. Or your sensitivity has made you feel different, misunderstood, even fragile. In moments of exhaustion or pain, you may have wondered, did I do something wrong? Am I being punished? Is this unfair? Dear seeker, these questions are not signs of weakness. They are signs that your soul is awakening and searching for higher understanding. The yogic masters teach that life is not random, and neither is the body you inhabit. There is a deeper intelligence guiding each incarnation, a compassionate wisdom behind what appears difficult. What if your limitations are not accidents, but assignments? What if the very challenges you resist are the keys to unlocking your greatest inner strength? Today, we are going to explore this sacred mystery with calmness and clarity. We will look beyond fear and beyond blame. We will consider the possibility that the soul, in its vast journey through lifetimes, chooses experiences not to suffer, but to grow, to refine, and to remember its divine nature. Let us gently open the heart and explore this truth together. Before we can understand why a soul may choose a difficult body, we must first gently separate truth from illusion. The greatest illusion is this: I am this body. From childhood, we are taught to identify ourselves with form, with height, weight, strength, illness, beauty, or limitation. When the body feels weak, we say, I am weak. When the body is sick, we say, I am sick. But the ancient yogic masters teach something far more liberating: you are not the body, you are the consciousness inhabiting it. The body is a temporary garment, woven of flesh and bone, worn for a single lifetime. The soul is the wearer, invisible, radiant, untouched by decay. Just as you change clothes without becoming the clothes, the soul takes on different bodies without becoming limited by them. Illness may affect the nerves. Weakness may affect the muscles. Sensitivity may affect the senses. But the soul remains whole, silent, and complete behind the changing scenes of physical experience. When you begin to observe your body instead of identifying with it, a space opens. In that space, you discover something steady and unchanging within you: awareness itself. That awareness is the true you. The yogic sages remind us that suffering intensifies when we cling to the belief that we are only physical beings. Freedom begins when we recognize that the body is an instrument, not our identity. And once we understand this foundation, the question shifts. Instead of asking, why am I flawed?, we begin asking, what is my soul learning through this instrument? That small shift changes everything. To understand why a soul may choose illness, weakness, or heightened sensitivity, we must look gently at the great law that governs spiritual growth, the law of karma. Karma is often misunderstood as punishment, as if a judging force were keeping score of our mistakes. But in the yogic view, karma is not revenge, it is balance. It is the compassionate law of cause and effect that ensures every action eventually leads us back to wisdom. Life is a vast school, and the soul is a student moving through many classrooms across lifetimes. Each experience is a lesson designed not to harm us, but to complete our understanding. If strength was once misused, the soul may choose limitation to learn humility and empathy. If pride overshadowed compassion, the soul may choose vulnerability to soften the heart. If the mind once ignored the suffering of others, it may return in a body that feels deeply, so that understanding becomes personal and real. This is not cruelty, it is refinement. Just as gold is purified through fire, consciousness is purified through experience. The soul, in its higher awareness before birth, sees what it still needs to learn in order to return fully awakened to its divine nature. From that expanded vision, it accepts certain conditions, knowing they will accelerate growth. What feels unfair from the human viewpoint may be perfectly purposeful from the soul's perspective. When we begin to see life as education rather than punishment, even difficulty takes on meaning. And meaning transforms suffering into opportunity for awakening. There is a mysterious truth that many discover only through hardship. Illness can become a doorway to inner awakening. When the body is strong and everything moves smoothly, the mind often runs outward, chasing achievement, approval, possessions, and distraction. We become absorbed in the outer world and rarely pause to ask deeper questions. But when illness enters, life slows down. Plans are interrupted. The body demands attention. In that forced stillness, something remarkable can happen. Awareness begins to turn inward. The noise of constant activity softens, and we are brought face to face with ourselves. What truly matters? Who am I beyond productivity and physical ability? These questions arise naturally when the body no longer cooperates with the ego's demands. Suffering, though never pleasant, can strip away illusions. It reveals how temporary physical power really is. It teaches humility, patience, and surrender. It reminds us that control is limited and that a deeper strength must be found within. Many seekers throughout history began their spiritual journey during times of physical challenge, not because pain is holy, but because pain redirects attention to the soul. When the body becomes uncertain, the longing for something permanent grows stronger. We begin searching for peace that illness cannot disturb. And gradually, through meditation, reflection, and prayer, we may discover a quiet center within that remains steady even while the body struggles. In this way, illness does not define the soul, it can awaken it. What once felt like an obstacle can become an invitation to discover the deeper truth of who we really are. Some souls are born with an unusual depth of sensitivity. They feel everything intensely, sounds seem louder, emotions feel stronger, environments affect them quickly, and the moods of others are absorbed almost unconsciously. In a fast and demanding world, this can feel like a burden. You may have been told you are too sensitive, as if it were a flaw that needs correction. But from a spiritual perspective, sensitivity is often refinement, not weakness. A finely tuned instrument responds to the slightest touch. In the same way, a sensitive nervous system can perceive subtleties that others overlook. Such individuals may sense truth or falsehood quickly. They may feel drawn to beauty, music, nature, or prayer with unusual depth. Their hearts may respond immediately to suffering, making them naturally compassionate. What feels overwhelming at times is often heightened awareness without proper grounding. When sensitivity is not balanced with inner strength, it can lead to anxiety or exhaustion. But when guided by spiritual discipline, it becomes intuition, empathy, and spiritual perception. The soul that chooses a sensitive body may be preparing for higher states of consciousness, where awareness becomes even more subtle and expansive. Instead of dullness, it chooses refinement. Instead of emotional hardness, it chooses openness. The key is learning to anchor that openness in calmness. Through meditation and self-understanding, sensitivity transforms from vulnerability into wisdom. You begin to realize that you are not fragile, you are perceptive. And what once felt like a disadvantage becomes a sacred instrument for understanding yourself and others more deeply. Even when we understand karma and the soul's long journey, an important question remains: if certain conditions are chosen before birth, do we still have freedom? The answer is yes, and this is one of the most empowering truths of all. Destiny may set the stage, but free will determines how the play unfolds. The body you receive may carry certain tendencies, strengths, or weaknesses, but your response to them is always yours. Two people may experience the same illness. One becomes resentful and closes the heart. The other becomes patient and discovers inner courage. The outer circumstance may be similar, but the inner growth can be completely different. The soul does not choose difficulty in order to remain trapped in it. It chooses experience as raw material for transformation. Your challenges are not final verdicts, they are invitations. You are never required to identify with limitation. Instead, you are invited to rise above it in consciousness. Through right effort, wise habits, uplifting company, and spiritual practice, you can strengthen the mind even when the body feels weak. You can cultivate joy even while managing pain. This is not denial, it is mastery of perspective. Free will is the divine spark within you that no condition can remove. It is the power to choose faith over fear, learning over self-pity, resilience over despair. When you recognize this, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance. You begin to see yourself as a participant in your own evolution. And that awareness itself is a powerful step toward liberation. At the deepest level, the soul's journey is not only about personal growth, but about expanding love and returning to divine awareness. Sometimes a difficult body becomes the very means through which compassion blossoms. When you have known pain, you recognize it in others without judgment. When you have struggled, you listen more gently. When you have felt limited, you become patient with the limitations of those around you. In this way, your challenges quietly shape your heart. What once felt like a private burden becomes the source of empathy, wisdom, and strength that can uplift many. There is also a profound spiritual mystery. Not every soul who experiences difficulty does so because of unfinished karma. Some advanced souls accept challenging conditions to demonstrate courage, faith, and inner freedom. They show, through their example, that spirit is greater than circumstance. They radiate peace from within frailty. They inspire others not by physical perfection, but by unwavering inner light. Whether your challenges arise from karmic lessons or from a higher spiritual mission, they carry meaning. Nothing is wasted in the divine economy of growth. Every tear softens the ego. Every obstacle strengthens awareness. Every limitation invites transcendence. When seen from this higher view, the question shifts again. Instead of asking, "Why was this given to me?" you begin to ask, "How can this awaken greater love and wisdom within me?" And in that shift, the soul moves closer to its ultimate realization, that beyond all changing bodies and circumstances, it has always been whole, always been guided, and always been deeply loved. As we come to the end of this reflection, take a slow, gentle breath and remember what we have explored together. Your body, with all its strengths and all its challenges, is not a mistake. It is not a punishment. It is not proof that you are less than anyone else. It is an instrument, carefully chosen by a wise and eternal soul seeking growth, refinement, and awakening. Whatever you are carrying right now, illness, weakness, sensitivity, or uncertainty, you are more than it. Beneath the changing conditions of the body lives a steady, luminous awareness that has never been harmed. If today's message brought even a small shift in your understanding, hold on to that spark. Reflect on it. Meditate on it. And most importantly, apply it gently in your daily life. When difficulty arises, pause and ask, "What is my soul teaching me through this?" Let that question guide you towards strength rather than self-doubt. If this video touched your heart, please take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. I would truly love to hear what part of this message resonated most with you, or what personal insight you are discovering on your own journey. Your experience may inspire someone else who is silently struggling. And tell me, what topic would you like us to explore next? Is there a spiritual question resting in your heart that you would like clarity on? Write it below, and we will walk that path together in a future video. Until then, remain patient with yourself, compassionate toward others, and anchored in the quiet strength of your soul. Jai Guru Dev.